Hello, everybody. Welcome to Drive Thru. I'm your host, Tony T. As we broadcast live here on Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Place YouTube channel throughout social media. We will get you out here well before the top of the hour. Give you guys enough time to get those bets in for the primetime games, and that's what we do here on the Drive Thru Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. We serve live free sports picks for the games beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern Time and later, and deliver those winners, our professional handicappers over at Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Place. Let's take a peek at who's on the show with us for today. With us is Zawacky. With us, Jovan Burts, Brian Bitler, Briggs, James Clark signing in about a few minutes. And here's how they'll line up for this evening on a Friday. Briggs, Burts, Bitler, Clark, Zawacky, then I will close this one out. All right, then be on the board a 10-game card. Hockey as well. Small conference action. A few sprinkled in big conferences from college basketball heading into a big weekend. Of course, wild card round begins in the NFL tomorrow. Remember, NFL on Friday, Saturday, and on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So looking forward to NFL coming up on this weekend. So let's get this one underway. Let's welcome in Jay Briggs. Catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. He's got a lot going on over at Pick Dogs. We'll cover it all. Let's bring Jay in right now. Jay, what's happening?
Tony T, what's happening?
Hey, he's going great. All right, here we go tonight. The NBA tonight features the Clippers on the road here facing the Grizzlies. Clippers going to lay a big number. It's moved up here to 8.5 now. Total sits 225.
Yeah, if you guys have been watching the jam session, then you know that I absolutely love fading the Los Angeles Clippers. Now, I will say, here recently, it hasn't been as profitable. They've been playing some pretty decent basketball. And I do understand why the line is at 8.5. We know the Grizzlies are shorthanded, no John Morant, no Marcus Smart. Here's the thing, though. I still like the way the Grizzlies have played. They've won 4 of their last 5. They looked well on their West Coast trip. Beat the Lakers, beat the Suns, beat my Mavs. They're actually playing some of their best basketball of the season. I don't necessarily like that the Clippers have to go cross-country from Los Angeles now to Memphis. Memphis, the last couple seasons, they've been a night-and-day team at home and on the road. On the road, they've typically really struggled, and at home is where they've played their best basketball. At home on a Friday night, I think they show up and compete. They've been playing well. Clippers win it. I do think the Clippers are the better team, but I think 8.5 is too many to lay. I'm going to grab the points here with the Grizzlies.
All right, Jay says go ahead with the Grizzlies here, plus 8.5 here against this Clippers team that appears to be here at full strength coming into this game. And of course, Gordon, this is what it comes down to. Will the Clippers get your A game from their players? Harden, George, Leonard. These are the key components here against a Memphis team that has to kind of look to the defense now. Although they did have a win, unexpected win not too long ago. This Grizzlies team.
Yeah, and we've already seen them beat the Clippers once this season. Earlier this year without John Morant. So we've already seen it happen once this year. So it's not impossible. And like I said, at home, this is a lot of points to lay. The Clippers, and I get the argument that the Clippers weren't the same team then that they are now. I understand that. And the Clippers are playing really well, but I just think it's a bad spot to be laying this many points, especially on a team like Memphis who, plays to the crowd. And I just expect their building on a Friday night to be a lot of fun, and I think they compete for it.
Bane Jackson, the former Clipper Kennard, finally got healthy enough here to play. And, of course, this is where you're going to need to get some help here from the bench. We've talked about the bench with the Grizzlies here. Vince Williams played here for 33 minutes, so they're hoping a lot from him. Zaire Williams, David Roddy, these are 3 guys that need to contribute with something.
Yeah, I think they'll be fine, though, in this one. Here's the thing. Will the Clippers come out here and light it up offensively is the question. Can the Grizzlies do enough defensively at home to keep themselves in this game is the million-dollar question. These are all NBA players. They all can put the ball in the basket, so I'm not necessarily too worried about that. I think the key here is going to be defensively. Can they lock in tonight at home?
Yeah. So let me argue about Portland right now, right? We're not covering this game here on the show, but man, what's up? We talked about this yesterday with this Trailblazers team, right?
Yes, we did. Hey, but Tony T, we also hear me out. I'm taking Blazers money line tonight. Okay.
Well,
hear me out.
There's an angle.
Hear me out. This game reminds me of a game me and you talked about a couple, I want to say last week. It might have been the week before. We talked about Hornets, Sacramento Kings. That it was very similar to this game here. The Hornets were on the back end of a very long road trip. They had been getting blown out the entire road trip, and it looked like a very sexy spot to take the Kings, who were 16.5-point favorites. And the Hornets had just got blown out the night before, running back end of a back-to-back, and they won outright at 16.5-point dogs. This game just gives me really similar vibes to that one. So for that reason and that reason alone, I'm nothing crazy, guys, but I'm sprinkling just a few dollars here on the Blazers.
Yeah, there are people that say there's an angle there when a professional team gets embarrassed, they come back. Of course, Chauncey Billups seems to be a patient guy, but I think that locker room after that game, in that film room, we might have seen a real dark side from Chauncey, probably really, really, really coming in with a lot of screaming, yelling, and a little different personality here from Chauncey after a loss like that.
Yeah, man, because last night, boy, the Thunder Buddies was doing whatever they wanted. So we'll see if they respond. We'll see. Hey, like I said, it's nothing crazy, just a couple dollars just because. But I think the Blazers, we'll see a much better effort than we saw last night. I think that's for sure. We'll see if they can get Minnesota.
Yeah, sometimes we've seen that in professional sports. Like they get in more so than in college. The team gets embarrassed, and they usually respond. And somebody who just seems soft-spoken, level-headed guy like Chauncey might have got real riled up here after that, and might have just put that foot where on these teams and these guys to get them to perform at max. But here in this game, Jay likes Grizzlies plus 8.5 here against the Clippers tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern time. All right, Jay, let's take a look over at Pick Dodge for tonight's action. 10-game card here from the NBA. Got some college hoops with this, sprinkle some hockey as well. Jay's having a fantastic year in the NBA, as you can see. 1,283 units of profit. All document over at Pick Dodge Premium. What do you have going on over at the site?
Yes, sir. I have my NBA of the day. You guys can scoop that play up today. We are 11. But we've been having a really good season in the NBA, and we're just trying to keep the momentum rolling. I got my NBA play of the day and a money-making 3-pack on that NBA play of the day. I am 11-4-2 last 17 and 36-20 and 4 last 60. So you guys can scoop that play up over at Pick Dogs Premium today, or hop on that 3-pack, or you can hop on something long-term. It's a money-making weekend. Ton of college hoops tomorrow. We got NFL tomorrow. We got NFL on Sunday. Playoffs, baby. So it's that time of year. NBA, of course, really good card over the weekend. So hop on something long-term. Pair me up with one of the guys following on the show. Hot Rod, Jovan, Tony T. Who else is on the show? Whoever else is on the show, man. Pair us up. James. Let's make some money here at Pick Dogs, and let's continue to have a great year.
That's right, guys. I get up over Jay Briggs over at Pick Dog. Great results in the NBA. 1,283 units. A profit for the year. 688 units. All sports combined. Head into a huge week of NFL. So those long term. You guys love that 3-day pass here on this Friday. You'll get Jay Screen plays here from the NFL playoffs on Saturday, Sunday. If they get the Monday game in early, they usually do. The Cappers do. You'll get that Monday game snuck in there as well with that 3-day pass, including all the hoops, big college basketball cards. We know now here until March Madness, we got big Saturday college hoops, as well as the weekend here. He'll throw some on the ice, having a good action on the ice as well. Of course, Jay, let everybody know about your all access for those big bettors.
Yes, sir. Hey, you guys can join my All Access Club if you enjoy betting the NBA pretty heavily nightly. I'm going to be honest with you guys. Tonight, I have a pretty big unit bet in there tonight, guys. I'm really loving to play tonight in the NBA. The guys that have been in my All Access Club for these 2 months, they're up over 100 units. It's been a hell of a season, and it's only early January, so still plenty of time to hop in and join. Text my guy Costi, and we'll figure out a time to talk and figure out if the package is for you.
There you go. You got it from Jay. All access, the way to roll for those big bettors. All right, Jay, as always, great having a show. Continue the success. We'll catch up with you on the drive-through next week. Let everybody know what's going on over at Pick Dogs. We got your NBA All Access, NFL Access. You shot a wild card weekend video with the crew. Also, you're part of the weekend crew as well on the morning show.
Yes, sir. Plenty of content going on here at Pick Dogs. I've broken down those NFL games for like 3 or 4 times, and you got it probably 3 more times coming. Yeah, man, it's a lot of fun here at Pick Dogs. I'm excited for the NFL weekend. You guys can catch the morning show tomorrow as I host and bring in a lot of the familiar guys you see here on the drive-through and other guys at Pick Dogs. You can catch me usually Monday through Friday on the morning show with Mitch and Chris. Costi pops in, Romanelli pops in as well. And yeah, you can catch the NBA Jam session every day, man. It's crazy how popular it's becoming, but I love doing it every day, breaking down the NBA. So you guys can catch that too.
Got you too, guys. Make sure to like, subscribe, set those notifications so when Jay drops those videos, NBA Jam session and more, you get them in real time, get those best numbers before they move. Right, Jay, have a great weekend. We'll catch up with you here on the drive-thru on Monday.
Tony T, I appreciate you, my man. I'll see you on Monday.
We'll see you. Jay Briggs here on the drive-thru. Let's continue on up next. Let's bring in Jovan Burts. Catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. We'll bring in Jovan here. NBA coverage here from Jovan. Let's see if we get ready to roll here with the NBA coverage tonight. Oh, we'll get a little too far here, and we'll bring him in right now. Jovan, what's happening?
Hey, what's going on, Tony? How are you, man?
I'm doing great, doing great. All right, here we go tonight. Pacers and the Hawks, man. There's going to be a lot of motion here. As you can see by the total here, Hawks favored here, 5.5 to total 252. Actually down from 254. It looks like the open.
Yeah, and I'm on the Hawks. Now, truth be told, the Hawks aren't a covering team. They're 9-27 against the spread this season. So it's a scary proposition rolling with them ATL boys. They're also not good at home. 2-8 against the spread at home or as home favorites. But in this spot, going up against the Indiana Pacers squad without their top dog, Tyrese Halliburton, and didn't look too swift against the Washington Wizards. Yeah, I think they're primed for a good showing against the Pacers in this one. It's just a situation where last game they played on the 5th last week, I believe last Friday, and got boat raced, lost by 34 points. This is a perfect revenge spot for the Hawks. And, even though they score a lot of points, they give up a lot of points, I think without the services of Tyrese Halliburton, and I think it's going to be the opposite way, really. I really think that the Hawks could boat race the Pacers and, do what they had done against them last week.
All right, there we go here with Jovan here. Hawks lay the 5.5 here against the Pacers. Both teams banged up coming into this one. We're looking no Halliburton, no Walker. We're looking at Nesmith and Smith, both game time decisions here for Indiana. Capella, game time decision. Of course, Atlanta's kind of been banged up there in the bench situation there with Hunter and Wesley Matthews out of the lineup in this one. But, as it says here, Halliburton, his impact off the Indiana team, not only with the scoring but the assists.
Yeah, absolutely. He's one of the best distributors that has come down in the pike in quite some time. And when you have a floor general like that who has that court vision, and you're missing him for the full 48, it's gonna have an effect. And it had an effect last game. And against a team like Atlanta, even though they're a bad defensive team, I don't know if the Pacers can fully take advantage of that. When you're talking about the Hawks injuries, and you talk about Capella, they really don't want Capella on the court anyway. They got Okongwu, he fills in nicely. They got Jalen Johnson, you already know who else they got. Murray and Steph Jr. is, like, as I like to call him, Trae Young. You know what I'm saying? So as long as they have those guys on the court, then it's all systems go. They're gonna score, and I think they get a little bit more stops than their counterparts over there in Indiana.
Yeah, and my concern with Indiana here is if Buddy Hield gets on the court, thinks he has to fill the shoes of Halliburton.
Right. He thinks he's at Oklahoma. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, he's not that guy anymore. You know what I'm saying? So it really hasn't been that guy since he stepped foot in the NBA. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Yeah, we still remember the days back in the Sacramento days when he was complaining going to the bench. I mean, I think his father got involved in it. There was a lot of drama around Hield in Sacramento.
Yeah, that's why they got rid of him. Part of the reason. I mean, he's a serviceable player if you want to say that, but he's nowhere near one of those guys who should be chirping at any point in his career.
Yeah, but I think in a situation like that, he may just try to do too much and hurt the team. I could see that happening. That's something to keep an eye on there. Of course, we talked with Jovan a little throughout the season here with the situation involving the Patriots. We saw They stay in house. They go with Mayo. Go with of course. We always talked how great the defense was with the Patriots. What do you think about these moves here for New England?
Well, I like the move. It just goes to show that Robert Kraft's a man of his word. He put in in Mayo's contract last season when Mayo was going to vote for another job, that he was going to be the successor, to Bill Belichick, and he's sticking to his guns. A lot of people up here, they wanted Mike Vrabel when there was rumblings about Mike Vrabel not being a coach anymore. Then when he got fired, it really picked up steam, but those fires were doused pretty quickly early this morning, when the announcement was made. As far as Bill Belichick, the greatest of all time as far as coaching goes, and it was just time. If it were me, I would have just let him run out his contract to next year, and then put in the succession plan. But this was the worst season that the New England Patriots has had since the early '90s. You know what I mean? Since like '92, I believe. So yeah, it was time.
Yeah, I might have given him another run with another quarterback. I would have done that. Because that give him one more shot with a rookie quarterback.
No, but the problem is, you couldn't take away his control as a GM. So I think that was a sticking point. You can't let him control pick the groceries, as Bill Parcells said back in the days. Couldn't let him man the draft for another season, and I think that might have been the deciding factor.
There we go. And, of course, the Patriots defense performing at an elite level still. Now they just got to work the offense. And, of course, who's going to run the offense? That's, again, the staff here. The next question with Mayo is the staff, right? Who he keeps, who he lets go. I got to see probably cleaning house on that offensive staff, right?
Yeah, yeah. So it's the GM. You got to pick a GM because he's not going to have full control. He's not Bill Belichick. You know what I'm saying? So you got to pick the GM. Then, you gotta pick the you gotta get the right person for the draft. That number one pick's gonna loom large. I don't know if they necessarily go to a quarterback because I don't like the first two picks. I mean, Caleb Williams, okay, he's gonna be the number one pick or number one quarterback going, but you can't hang your hat with Drake May. You just can't.
I know. And here's the situation here with Williams. You get a lot of cold weather in New England. You get a California guy.
Right. He's a California kid. No, he hasn't seen the weather. So I mean, I don't know if he's a California kid, but he's a USC kid. So and those USC quarterbacks, they haven't been really too successful. Carson Palmer, he was okay, but Leonard and Sanchez, nah, not so much. You know what I'm saying? They did have their little Sanchez had a little stint, with the Jets, but their careers didn't turn out so well. So remains to be seen what's going to happen.
Well, Matt Barkley's still cashing checks in the practice squads.
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah, he is. Hey, listen, I can't say he's had a better career than those other quarterbacks, but he's definitely had a lot longer career than those other quarterbacks. I'll say that he's been able to survive in the NFL trenches.
Yeah, career backup Chase Daniel, that old Missouri quarterback, 15 years, I think 16 years. He picked the wrong time to retire. Because this year he could have been just a starter somewhere. But anyway, Jovan here, Hawks lay the 5.5 here against the Pacers tonight, 7:30 Eastern time. All right, Jovan, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs for tonight's action. Of course, 10-game NBA card tonight. I got college basketball as well, heading to a monster weekend here. We've got NFL coming up here. Look at Jovan's numbers here. Been fantastic over the past 30 days. Been on absolute fire. 1,828 units of profit, all documented over at Pick Dogs. So with these numbers, you can verify by going to Jovan's handicapper page. Check out all his picks there. You can see them. What do you have going over at the site?
Yeah, I got a 3-pack going in the NBA. Currently, I'm the number one NBA handicapper on the website. Number 4 NFL handicapper on the website. So, things have been running pretty well. So it's a big weekend. Once you jump on this 3-day or this 3-pack, should go well on there. Jump into something long term, 3-day, 7-day, 30-day, yearly. It's going to be a huge Sunday or Saturday, and then Sunday's going to be pretty large as well. But you got a lot of college action, got NBA action, and you got the wild card. You got the super wild card weekend, So hey, I'm here for it. You're going to get a lot of picks from me, and more chances than not, they're going to be winners. You know what I mean? So match me over one of the handicappers for the 2-for-1 capital motion. You can't go wrong here at Sports Chat. Play some pick dogs. Let's get it.
That's right, guys. Get on board with Jovan Burts over at Pick Dogs Premium. Go ahead and get on board with those long-term passes, and great time to get on board with Jovan because he's been on absolute fire. As he mentioned, top performer in the NBA. Also, you can see the last 30 days, and it's just been absolutely fantastic with Jovan. 1 month pass, of course, will get you the entire NFL playoffs, including the Super Bowl. And that's a great value right now, especially with all these sports, with all these sports overlapping. It's a great time to get on board here with that 1 month pass. It's a fantastic value. Pick as a promo code, save that 15% off. Right, Jovan, as always, great having your show. Continue that success. We'll catch up with you again next week. But everybody wants to be tuned in on the weekends as you guest on the weekend shows.
Yeah, absolutely. And per usual, I'll be there tomorrow morning and Sunday morning for the morning show, and then right back here on Monday.
That's right. And of course, we all want to wait here. We see the numbers up on the board as usual. Jovan, top of leaderboards, NBA, last 30 days. When's that video series coming?
Hey, I'm hoping for not this coming week, but next week. That's what I'm hoping on getting gear with that. At the latest, I would say the end of January, early February. That's the latest.
There you go. Get from Jovan Burts. Get his video series coming soon, man. You see the numbers. All right, Jovan, enjoy the weekend. We'll catch up with you on the drive through Monday, but we'll tune in on the weekends for your weekend appearances.
Absolutely. Have a great night, win, and see you on Monday.
See you on Monday. Jovan Burts here on the drive through. Let's continue on. Guys, you ever miss a pick recap at the end of the show? Stay tuned for that. Let's continue here on the drive through. Up next, we're going to come in and bring in Brian Bitler, catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. We'll bring in Brian right now. I think we're set to roll Brian in NBA coverage tonight. Brian, what's happening?
I'll tell you what a great lineup of handicappers we got here on Friday night with Jay and me and Jovan and Rod. Just all the heavy hitters showing up to hang out on the drive-through. Definitely looking to get into the weekend. A lot of great action coming up for us to bet on.
Great action coming up. A great weekend here of NFL hoops as well. College basketball in full swing here. Got another couple of months before we get into the March Madness Conference Tournament, so it's a great time of the year. And tonight we have a pretty good matchup in the NBA. This hot Pelicans team has been on absolute fire. They're on the road facing a Nuggets team who's been a really good home team. We see now Nuggets now 5.5-point favorites, total 229.5.
Yeah, for my Friday night drive-through play, we're going to look at the Denver Nuggets hosting the New Orleans Pelicans. Zion Williamson, Brandon Ingram looks like they're going to play for this one, and that's made the line move a little bit here. This Nuggets team still favored by 5.5 points. With 5.5 points, that really seems a bit high to me. I think the books are still seeking Pelicans money here. This team very similar records, and the Nuggets off a loss on Wednesday to the Jazz will only spur more money onto the Pelicans, who have won 2 straight games and 7 of the last 10 straight up. Their last win, a 141-105 win against the Golden State Warriors. This is a revenge spot here for the Nuggets, who lost to this team in November. Pelicans have been a public darling as of late, covering 5 of the last 6. Nuggets, the best team in the league at not turning the ball over. I think that's going to be key tonight in this one. I think the Nuggets get this one done double digits. I'm going to take Denver, lay the 5.5.
All right, we got Brian here on the Nuggets laying that 5.5 here against the Pelicans. Of course, a lot of questions heading into this game about the health of the Pelicans players. A lot of Zion, Ingram, Williamson were on the questionable side. Now they've been moved up to the probable side, so we might have here pretty much starters healthy in this one on both sides. Of course, Denver will go deep into their bench healthy here. Concard, Strawther, not really impact players. Ryan is the only one out here for Pelicans. So it looks like we're going to have healthy players on both sides.
Yeah, it looks like the Denver injury guys really non-factor players here. And if you look on statistics-wise, the Pelicans match up very well with the Denver Nuggets. But I think Denver being a team that doesn't turn the ball over, and over the years playing in Denver, never an easy place to go to play with the altitude. I just think the Nuggets here, this is a game that they want to get back after losing the Pelicans earlier in the year. I wouldn't have wanted to get in early on the day and have this line drop a couple points like this. I think at this point at 5.5, I think you're good with the Nuggets.
That's a good question you bring about the elevation, because there has been some issues with Williamson and his conditioning. And I think in a Denver situation, it's going to be you expect here a pretty fast pace in this one.
For sure. How many minutes is Williamson going to be able to play with the altitude? We'll have to see about that. But I think this game is going to be won and covered by Denver late. I think, I wouldn't get worried at a halftime to see New Orleans up a couple points. I think this will be a late fourth quarter run by Denver that sets them over, that gets us the cover in this game.
All right, Brian here will be on the Nuggets here, laying the 5.5 tonight. This one will have a start time 10 p.m. Eastern time. This is your doubleheader game over on ESPN. All right, Brian, let's take a look over at Pick.com for tonight's action. Of course, we do have a big NBA card tonight, the 10-game card. Lots of college hoops, those small conferences mixed with a few from the major conferences. A couple on the ice, but of course we're heading to a huge NFL weekend. Lots of college hoops over the weekend, NBA as well. Look at Brian's fantastic results here in college hoops here for the year. All past 30 days, so a great profit. 742 units of profit the past 30 days. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
I'll tell you what, it's been an up and down week for me as far as all the sports across the board, but college basketball pretty consistent all year. And tonight I got my Big Ten game of the month over at pickdogs.com. Just $19 gets you that best bet winner. My Titanium plays 32 and 13, 71% run on those. And then long term on my best bet Titanium, 276, 229 and 1. That's a 55% hit rate, last 506. And then college basketball, break that down, 18, 8 and 1. Running in college hoops. So definitely want to head on over to pickdogs.com, get that Titanium in college basketball. Also have my NFL play up for tomorrow. NFL 19 and 10 over my last 29, 66% run. Definitely looking to have a big weekend. Maybe team me up with one of the red hot handicappers at pickdogs.com.
That's right, guys. Got to go with Brian Bitler over at Pick Dogs Premium. Great results. 1,180 units of profit in the college hoops for this year. All sports combined, 742. Brian has been on a tear right now, so no better time to get on board with Brian. I know a lot of you guys like that 3-day pass on the weekend. Friday, Saturday, Sunday covers the wild card round up until Sunday night. They'll usually have that Monday game in early for those 3-day passes. Also, the college hoops, NBA. Pick is a promo code. Save that 15% off. Also add multi-capper promotion. Even greater value there. All right, Brian, it's always great having you show. See that success, but you have a lot going on over at Pick Dogs. You make weekend appearances on the morning show, and also too your new video series here with your contrarian plays.
Yeah, make sure you tune in every day for my contrarian sharp plays I put up every single day. I've been getting up the night before, so I'm just about to sit down and record tomorrow's video. So make sure you tune in every day. I'm gonna try to get in the weekends. But like everybody can tell, I'm at a different location, house sitting for somebody, and they got poor Wi-Fi. So we'll see how it goes tomorrow morning. These dogs got me running wild here and over here, house sitting. It's crazy with 3 dogs barking all the time.
Oh, boy, that's right. So, guys, make sure you like, subscribe, set notifications. When Brian drops that video going contrarian, you'll be able to get them in real time and get the best numbers. All right, Brian, have a great weekend. We'll catch up with you again next week.
Hopefully I'm streaking. I'll catch you on Monday, and we're going to do it again next week.
No square dancing, just circle dancing. Try chasing dogs.
No square dancing. I'm going to be walking around in circles, walking dogs, so no square dancing for me. I'll make up for it next week. It'll be double square dancing Friday. There
you go, double square dancing Friday. Brian Bitler here on the drive through. All right, let's continue on here on the show. Up next, time to welcome in. I like that. When he hit the old thumbs up, we got a nice little... let's see what he did here. I didn't know. I think he's got an Apple computer. When you hit the thumbs up, it gives you a little thumbs up like that. First time I've ever seen that. I think Apple computers put some out there. It's got some programmable icons when you do some funky things. And when you hit that thumbs up, we got a lot of thumbs up bubbles that came up. First time I've seen that. All right, let's continue on here on the drive-thru. James Clark is up next. Catch him over at Pick Dog Spring. We'll bring James in right now. More NBA coverage tonight. We'll get him here situated, ready to roll here. Let's bring him in right now. I think I did move the chains to get the right game. I did do that. All right, let's bring him in right now. Just a second here. James Clark. James, how you doing?
Very good, Tony. How are you tonight, buddy?
Doing great. All right, here we go, James. Tonight, NBA on the board. Toronto here facing Utah Jazz here on this trip. We see the Jazz favorite here 2.5. We see this line move from 2 to 2.5 here. It's settled around 2.5 now. We see the total 242.
Yeah, guys, you look at these two teams. Now they've went completely different ways. Raptors have fell off since the trade with OG. Monopoly to let him go. They ain't been the same team they have. Well, this Jazz team, man, they've got red hot here lately. Got healthy and got all their players back. They won 4 of the last 5 games, which is the last 5 they beat the Sixers, they beat the Nuggets, they've beat Milwaukee, and the only loss they have in those 5 games is Boston, which Boston has already lost 8 losses this year. So this Jazz team's looking pretty tough, and I love them tonight, guys. I really like the Jazz to come out and get a 5 to 8 point win here against the Raptors. I think the Raptors team, they changed up their team with the trade, and I think it's really affected them, the rhythm of the team, getting up and down the floor. They had some chemistry going on early before the trade, and now, this Raptors team has fell apart. This Jazz team is really hot, so got to go with the Jazz here, -2 guys, and the Hammer guys. I really love this play.
All right, James here on the Jazz here, -2 here against the Raptors. That recent trade looks like they went for offense, lose a little defense. We've talked about quickly in the lineup going from a 6-man in New York to a starting role here with Toronto, a dream scenario for someone on an expiring contract. So quickly is always someone to look here, I think, in player props because of the current situation that he's in.
Yeah, definitely his assist, guys. They've had it low the last few games with his assists. He's getting anywhere from 6 to 8 assists. They've been setting it right around 5.5, 6. He's a good facilitator. And he passes the ball off. He gets a chance, like Tony said, to start here when his contract was getting ready to expire. So definitely look at his player prop.
Yeah, no doubt about that here. Jazz laying the 2, and they really look good on that road trip here, especially in that game against Philadelphia. That ball movement, marking it, being able to really get some good looks at that basket against that Philly defense.
Yeah, he did. Like I said, but the thing about this game is, is like I said, the Raptors offense, they had a flow. They had who they knew who would score. Now you add some more scores. You don't know when to feed the ball to who to feed the ball. And they already had that worked out, and that's why they was winning and doing good. Now you, like you said, Tony, you add offensive players. You kind of step back if you're a player. Like Van Fleet, should I shoot it now? Should I pass it? Should I throw it to Barron? Should I let him take over? It just depends. It messes up the whole offense that's going on and when the Raptors are on the floor, and that's killed them the last 5 games. Then you got this Utah Jazz team that's come in that's got healthy. It's got Sexton's back in the lineup. Martin's playing real good. This team has got healthy, and you've seen on the last 5 games, 4 of the last 5. I mean, you reel off wins 3 in a row against, the Sixers, the Nuggets, and Milwaukee. That's saying something, especially a team that's 19-20.
Yeah, and we're now seeing that there's a couple of interesting notes with the lineups here. We're starting to see, we saw Sexton put into a starting role here, and we saw a little bit of increase in point production for Fontecchio, the Italian the Italian foreign player that's now with the Jazz here. Seeing his minutes go up, no doubt. His effective field goal shooting has been pretty good here for Utah. So we've been seeing a little bit of lineup changes here, and your bench is pretty good shape here when Olenek is your 4th guy off the bench.
Yeah, it is. He had a good season last year, and he's back healthy again, having another good season. You look at Utah; they got a lot of tall, lengthy players. That's not also good on the offensive side of the floor. That's good on the defensive side of the floor. You got this long wingspan, big hands, can jump, get in front of people. So they've been playing good defense. To give Denver the worst loss, I think, ever at home the other night. The Jazz team has been real hot, guys, and I would hammer this pick. I love this play.
Yep, and they got Chris Dunn on the cheap, and he's a starting point guard. His contract expires next season. a 2-year contract, $3.32 million, almost a minimum contract. He was almost out of the league. When you watch some of those videos of some of these folks that create videos of players that are fringe NBA. Chris Dunn is someone you would say is a fringe NBA player, and he got it really cheap. They got him really on the cheap, and he's showing a little bit of production here now as they put him into the starting role.
Yeah, he has, and you can't forget about George, the rookie, right now, how he's been playing for the Jazz. He's been playing really good. But, like you said, both of these teams have got players that didn't expect to be starters that's in starting roles now. Yeah. And, they're getting a chance to perform, which hardly happens in the NBA. Once you're a bench player, a lot of times you move around the team. Other teams, you're going to be a bench player, unless you're really good. So I really like the Jazz tonight, like I've been saying the whole time. I just think it's Raptor teams. They need a few more games, a half a season or something to get this back on track.
Yeah, all right, there we go here. James, here on the Jazz, lay the 2.5 here against the Raptors. This game tonight here, 9:30 Eastern time. All right, James, let's take a look over at Pick.Print for tonight's action. Of course, NBA on the board tonight, a 10-game card from the NBA, as well as action here from college hoops as well. And of course, James heading to a huge weekend. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Guys, I got a 3-pack in the NBA going on, guys. 3 plays that I really love. Guys, if we go 3-0 tonight, upgrade 3-7 or 30 days, guys. I had a death in my family here, guys. Last Friday, didn't get to be on the show Monday. My uncle, really good guy. Just want to give a shout out to him and the family, that praying for, rest in peace. But I just want to throw it out there. But guys, like I say every time on the show, guys, we got the best cappers in the world, and we do by far. So team me up with any of the guys you see on the show tonight, or it's on the site, and we'll put some money in your pockets, guys.
That's right, guys. Get on board here with James Clark over at Pick Dogs. You guys love that 3-day all sports pass. Great time to get on board with James. Of course, the Friday, Saturday, Sunday. A lot of NFL coming up this weekend. All the college hoops, NBA. Use the promo code PICK at checkout. Save that 15% off, right? James, as always, great having you on the show. Have yourself a great weekend. We'll catch up with you again next week.
All right, Tony. I want to give out a bonus pick here, guys, for tomorrow. Here we go, guys. The Eagles, guys. If you don't bet the farm on the Eagles tomorrow, you're crazy. I know we've struggled. I'm a big Eagles fan. We've struggled the last 5 or 6 games coming out. Here you hear about Hurts with the finger injury. You got Brown with the knee injury. They'll both be there. They'll both be playing. They'll kill Tampa Bay tomorrow, guys. I mean, they've been struggling. When it's time to or Monday, my bad, Monday play. That's my bad. Monday play. But still, the Eagles, I know it's a few days off. Hammer the Eagles, guys. They, like I said, they've been struggling. But, Tampa Bay, they limped into the playoffs. The Eagles, it's their time to shine. We'll see. The Eagles will be in the NFC Championship, probably against either, I think the Rams or the 49ers. Man, people better watch out for Rams, I think.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of people talking Rams, even money line here in this spot. That's kind of what you like to do. You like to look for those dogs, and you like to attack those money lines.
Yes, I do. I look for, I'll tell you, one that I really love for this weekend, guys. I know that was Monday, but here I give you 2 touchdowns for Williams, 2 touchdowns for Lamb, 2 touchdowns for Njoku. $10 pays $4,000. $100 pays $30,000. Ever how you like to bet, guys? It's like $3,900 parlay. Now again, 2 touchdowns for Williams for the Rams, 2 touchdowns for Lamb for the Cowboys. Then Njoku, the tight end, the one Flacco throws 2 up and down the field, guys. 2 touchdowns for him, and we're cashing, guys. It's a big play that I've done put in. As for myself a parlay, I really like it, guys.
There you go. James will reach. He'll hit those big ones, right? So there you go with James there, with Williams there. That has been barely changed the scope of the offense for the Rams, because Rams are now able to run the ball. When they're able to run the ball, then it really opens up that passing game. We saw it happen And of course, again, with the McVay being able to develop those, well, we don't need first round picks, as McVay can develop fifth round picks into first round quality. That's really what he does, right? That's what he's.
Yes, you look at Rams. I mean, Rams got the running game. They got the rookie receiver. You already got Cup. So when you get a running game, you get the receivers open, then they start talking about the defense. Well, Rams' defense is pretty tough now. Well, when you get a lead, you can be pretty tough. You can blitz more. Rams is definitely a dark horse, guys, that I really love.
That's right. James sporting a new Pick Dogs hoodie, right, James? A new Pick Dog. We see the Pick Dogs hoodie, right?
Yes. Come in the mail the other day. I really love it, guys. Got the I'll back up here so everybody can probably see it better. Got the Nike emblem on the side of it. Got the Pick Dogs right here. Very comfortable. If you like light, a long sleeve light like I do, I like the big jackets. To sweat in. This is your jacket. Got the Nike sign on the side of the arm. Really nice jacket. Like I said, I got it in the other day. Mitch sent it to me, guys. I really like the jacket. So, go hit up the jackets, guys, because it's something new that we got in, and it's very nice.
Real stylish looking stuff there. Right? Go to the Pick Dogs store there and get yourself one of those nice hoodies, man. You'll really like it. I got one myself in the mail as well from Mitch. Fits well. All right, James, have yourself a great weekend. We'll catch you next week.
All right, Tony. Appreciate you having me on the show. And let's go Utah, and I'll see y'all guys Monday.
That's right. No doubt about that. James Hark here on the drive-thru. Let's continue here on the drive-thru, guys. If you miss a pick, we always recap at the end. Stay tuned for that. Let's continue on here. Up next, let's bring in Ron Zawacky. Catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. We'll close it out tonight with Ron. Then we'll get to my pick, so we'll get to him here in just a second. We're going NHL tonight on that 2-game card from the NHL. Of course, we'll all be hard at work with that big card Saturday here from the NHL, as he does an NHL video series here. Goes A to Z with every game on the board. NHL. Bring him in right now. Rod, ready to roll with Rod. Rod, what's happening? You still frozen, Rod? Yep. I think he said it was at minus 35 degrees right now, and he's been frozen. So we're hoping he can defrost a little bit. Let me see. I just got a message here. Let me go ahead and check my phone to see what he says here. Let me see. This was not the message here. Who else is sending me? I'm getting. Let's see here. What did he say here? Did we get a message here from Rod? Let me double check here. Oh boy, what a time for this. Boy, what's going on here? Oh, here we go. Anything from Rod? Late scratch. Yeah, it's been rough. Rough day. Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll have his pick for you. It's just the cold weather. It's froze everything. He's frozen. Just minus 35 degrees. He's having issues over there with the internet. So Rod is in the deep freeze right now. We can't defrost him. So we're gonna have to continue on here on the drive-thru. We do have his pick, by the way. So let me go ahead and put the pick up there. Rod Zawacky likes the Flyers puck line. And go ahead and lay the puck in half plus 227 against the Wild. That was his play tonight. Just too cold. Power on and off. Internet froze him. So there you go. Minus 35 degrees. Medicine Hat, I think, is where he's at. If you ever go on the weather map and check out Medicine Hat, that's where he's at, or in that area. And you can see it's like minus 35 degrees right now. Oh, my goodness. Whew. Well, anyway, let's take a look at Rod over at Pick Dogs Premium. Why not, right? For a guy who's going through this cold. He's got action right now. 950 units of profit right now for the year. Is fantastic results here from Rod. And, of course, he's got Rod's Steak Friday, one-day pass up there. Thank God it's Friday. So get on board with that 3-pack from Rod. Of course, Steak Friday. Of course, sniper play up there from the NHL. 6-1 in his last 7 sniper plays up there. Drop a dime NBA. He's ready to roll here, guys. But you guys love that 3-day pass here on the weekend. You get off Rod's premium play here for 3 days. Rod will get to the entire NFL wildcard weekend. He gets that Monday game in on Sunday, so you'll make sure you have every play from the wildcard round as well as all the college hoops, NHL, NBA. Great way to roll. Get that 3-day pass from Rod. He's been hot right now. 950 units of profit. And go ahead at Pick Dogs Premium and get signed up. Remember the promo code PICK at checkout. You'll save that 15% off. Rod is just frozen, too cold, minus 35 degrees. There you go with Rod Zawacky. All right, let's continue on. Hope we can get a heater over there, cool him down, and get him thawed out. All right, let's continue here on the drive-through. Let's see here. We're going to get to the recap in just a second. We'll get to my pick, and then we'll we'll get to recap. So let's continue here on the drive-through. Let's see. We don't even have Rod in the chat. That's what I'm telling you. He's frozen. All right. Let's continue on here. Let's get to my pick, and we got my game up there. Warriors Bulls going head-to-head tonight, and in my game, we're going to be taking here the Golden State Warriors here at +3 against the Chicago Bulls, and it's really based on the offensive production by this Warriors team. Get out of San Francisco, maybe their heads will be a little better. But you look at the Warriors here on the road, they sit 10th in offensive efficiency, a better offensive team away from home, averaging 117 points per 100 possessions, a +1 net rating. Chicago, not the best offensive team. Matter of fact, at home, 26 in offensive efficiency, averaging just 111 points per 100 possessions. And they don't make threes. They're not a very good three-point shooting team. So go ahead and take the points here with the Golden State Warriors. +3. Sharpest book in the world has 3 right now. And let me see where else it is here. See if there's been any line movement. 3. There's a lot. There's some 2.5 threes most places. Then the 2s. Actually down from 3.5, right? It was 3.5 a little earlier. So you get the Warriors +3. All right, let's continue here on the drive-through. Let's see. Someone was making some notes here about the Denver. So yeah, the New Orleans situation here. Let's see if we can get an update here on some of these injuries. As we said, still looks like probables here for Ingram, McCollum, Murphy, and Williamson. Of course, Murphy's first man off the bench here for this Pelicans team. So there's some impact players there. So keep an eye on that one. All right, let's continue. Let's get to the recap here, if you would. All right, here we go. Recap the plays from tonight. We start off with Jay. Jay liked the Grizzlies here, plus the 8.5 against the Clippers. Jovan was Hawks here, the plus 5.5 against Pacers. Brian was on the Nuggets, lay the 5.5 against Pelicans. Jazz, -2 from James against the Raptors. Rod was on Flyers puck line, lay the puck in half, plus 227 against the Wild. I'll be on the Warriors +3 here against the against Golden State here against the Chicago Bulls. All right, let's take a look here. Yeah, they have improved here on the road, these Warriors team. The one I like the most, that number looks so short here on the Jazz. I got to go with Utah. Has been a really good home team. Of course, we know Toronto has been on the road a lot this season. We've seen a big spike in total from 237.5 to 242.5. 5-point move on this total, mainly because it looks like Siakam is going to, he's positive news on Siakam. He had some back spasms, but he did participate in the shoot around. So somebody with back spasms and you're out there participating in the shoot around, that probably is a pretty good sign for Siakam, I would have to think, right? They're going to be thin around the bucket. Both their centers are out. No Podol, no Koloko. That's probably why we're seeing a lot of they're giving up a lot of points. Rim protection, the issue right now here. Of course, they traded away OG. No Podol, no Koloko. Those are the two big guys. Siakam went through the shoot around. Of course, when you got those back spasms, you got to be, you got to feel pretty good when you go through a shoot around. So it's positive news there for Siakam tonight. As we said, still looks like probable for McCollum, Ingram, Williamson, and Murphy. Murphy, first man off the bench. So those are some impact players there that were all questionable overnight. Their news improved as we moved on. Let me go ahead and refresh and see if we have any late break-in injury news for you guys here. I know a lot of you guys keep an eye on this stuff. We have to when you're looking at the NBA. Or you may look to take advantage of line moves when sometimes they swing them too much. Yeah, it looks like Nembhard will play, Nesmith will play, Smith will play. So only Halliburton, Walker out for Indiana. Trae Young, Matthews, and G. Matthews and Capella have now been moved to probable. And let's see what Detroit, Cunningham is a scratch here. Scratch Cunningham tonight. He's out. Bogdanovich out. Morris out for Detroit. Brooks, Easton, Oladipo still out for Houston. Sacramento, Werder hits the injury report. He's out. Of course, Philadelphia, no Covington, no Embiid, no Lofton, no Oubre. And the Golden State game, we know Green has to get conditioned. No Moody, no Powell, no Payton. Chicago, Craig, other than Craig, is out. Here, Orlando, the usuals, Carter, Harris, Isaac, Wagner. That's, again, we talked about this yesterday with Wayne about this Orlando team, man. If they could just get maybe one guy out, this would be a pretty good team. They were pretty good at 21-16, but I'm just saying, it just always cluster injuries there. Butler, Hero, and Lowry are out here for Miami. That's pretty big, right? That's pretty big there for the Heat. That's why we see Miami now a 1.5 point favorite. Portland team, Ayton, Brown, and Sharp. Sharp is out. Walker looks like he's going to play. Gobert is in question right now for Minnesota. He's the question mark. We know Clark's not playing for Minnesota. Gobert is questionable, and he's dealing with a hip. And, of course, he's in danger of missing his second straight game. We'll see what happens there with Anderson. We'll see what happens here with Gobert still with that questionable mark as we head into the game tonight here. And, of course, the Charlotte Hornet game. Looks like Ball. What? We're going to see Ball tonight? Wow. Looks like Alonzo Ball is expected to play. So there's some big news here. LaMelo Ball is expected to play tonight to participate in the shooter round. So Ball expected to play tonight, probably on a minutes restriction. But anyway, that's good news if you're following the Hornets, the Charlotte Hornets team, to see Ball being able to play. But they're still dealing with Hayward, Williams out, P.J. Washington, Tilakina. Well, Tilakina, this dude's has been on the injury report since his days in Dallas. And Martin and Ball. Martin is the questionable as well. And looks like that's no other changes there. All right, I think we got everybody set to roll here with the game. Harrison thinks, what about the over in the Pacers game? I think you got to look over. I mean, it's a big number. It's coming down 249.5 now. I've seen in Vegas, 249 at the Circa. So a lot of money coming on that under right now in that Pacer and Hawk game. That's been a big move right now. All right, I'd like to thank everybody for joining us today. Everybody in the chat room. Panger Life likes the Warriors here, plus 3.5. Our man Ron Crawford likes the Warriors as well. Our man Ramon likes the Grizzlies with Jay there as well. John Stewart. Let's see here. Looking at that play as well. Ray Tucci, shout out to you as well in the chat. Mo Harris, shout out to you. Erica, shout out to you as well. Thank you. Hit the like button. Tyree, great work here from you. Melody Star. So what's the line up for the 76ers? 76ers right now are getting +1 here. Sacramento has now moved to the favorite role now. Sacramento -1 here. Late money really coming here on the Sacramento Kings as we're about half an hour before game time. Players are probably hitting the court for their stretches, warm-ups, but that's where we've seen here is movement here on the... Actually, now we're starting to see it the other way. It's moving back and forth. I see pick'ems now here at the last flash, so there's money on both sides of this game. So keep an eye there. You can lay a 1 with Sacramento, or you can get it a pick'em. That's where I don't see any -1s on the 76ers right now. So that's what I'm looking at my live line screen right now. So we're seeing a lot of activity as we get to game time. So that's going to do it here for this edition of the Draft. You guys, another great week in the books. Be sure to tune in again on Monday. We'll be back again at 6 Eastern time. We'll do it all over again. Bring our cappers from Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Plays to go with their plays here in real time. Remember to always get started here with that morning show live here at the weekend, right? They start earlier now, 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. A lot of the cappers this year on the drive-thru will guest there. Of course, Jay runs the show there in the weekend. And don't forget all the video series, Mitch's 7 Picks in 5 Minutes, his betting tool show, roundtable discussion with the professional, Jay Jam Session, NBA, NFL morning show as well. Chris with his wraparound from the NHL. Of course, we also have Rod Zawacky, A to Z from the NHL. Every game on the board with Rod Zawacky. Also a parlay video for you as well from the NHL. Of course, we got Nick Metcalf, first half NBA. We got Rod Romanelli, college basketball rundown video. He's been doing it since this basketball started. So lots of great content there. Mills with the UFC rundown. Check it out. UFC come back this weekend. Also his prop shot videos. You want to check that out. Our man Brad Francis with his parlay videos as well. And we've got a contrarian picks here from Brian Bitler. All access with Big Al McMorty. Costi with his sharp trading plays as well. And the list goes on and on. More and more videos. Of course, we're expecting a video boxing series here coming up here with Wayne. And, of course, about a week to 2 weeks away from the debut of Jovan's new video series coming here on Pick Dog Sports Chat Plays, guys. So make sure you like, subscribe, set those notifications so when the videos drop, you get them in real time. All right, that's going to do it for the show, guys. I'd like to thank everybody for joining us. Let's bring in our crew for tonight. Rod's still frozen. We got to get some heat on Rod there. We're going to wait. Goodbye, guys. You guys have a great afternoon.